right.
No, there's a leaf.
I know, there's... Why is there a leaf in it? Stay out of the shot, leaf. Having a technical difficulty with leaves and stuff.
When plants encroach.
Rafi's tips for artists because he loves you.
Hola, you amazing artist. We are here in the new year. You like that?
That was a nice rhyme.
That was so not good. I am going to try and use words. I am not very good at words today, so bear with me. Today we're going to talk about the reception, because Clee had a jewelry reception, or a group show, actually.
I had my first group show at the gallery.
This was a milestone for Clee, because it was a group show that she did on her own without me.
Well, you were there, but you weren't directly involved.
No, I get to be eye candy, which is awesome.
And you're such good eye candy.
Thank you.
Rafi and I came up with 5 crucial tips for doing a group show that we think might be helpful to you guys.
Yeah, because I know that a lot of you guys, at least starting out, one of the easiest things for you to do as far as getting into, like, doing a gallery show or something is to get into a group show. And I've done several group shows, and they're pretty awesome. I've done them with Artel and stuff. This is actually a group show that was set up with the co-op gallery that Clee is a part of, Quayside Gallery. I thought about personally like what it was like the first time that I was being part of a group show and the kind of things, the best practices that I would recommend to anybody else. And of course, Clee having the most recent experience, a lot of these are part of her best practices as well.
They're fresh in the brain jar.
Fresh in the brain jar.
I think these probably could apply to a group or solo show, but this is specifically a group show.
Yeah, group show.
And the groovy thing about a group show is that there are a lot of people to handle the things. And the not so groovy thing about a group show is that there are a lot of people to handle the things.
Yeah.
So let's get into it, shall we?
Yeah. What is number 1?
Tip number 1. Do what you can with what you have. So going into this was on the heels of the holiday season. And from New Year's Day to the install, I had 7 days to get it together.
7 days! I mean, the thing is, when you are doing a group show, or any show, whether or not it is 7 days or more, don't get overzealous. Get excited about it, but remember, you already have several pieces that are created, and think about the way that you could put a show together with what you have. A lot of times I've talked to people that are wanting to set up for a group show or set up their own solo show, and they're like, I'm going to create everything. I'm going to do everything in a month. It's going to be amazing.
That's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, and
stress.
That's a recipe that I know very well, because...
You?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, so the thing here is time. The show's going to happen when it happens, so whatever your timeline is, make sure you're not setting unreasonable goals, but make sure you are doing everything you can with what you have available to you. So for this show, I was like, I'm going to create custom displays for the show and a whole collection for the show. Well, that's just dumb. When I had displays that were perfectly awesome that I could borrow from my my outdoor setup.
When you're getting ready for any... There's that plant again.
That plant wants to be in the video.
The thing is that when you're getting ready for any show or anything like that, it's important to take a look around and see what it is that you have at your disposal, something that you could work with now and make it work and have that plan. And there might be additional things that you want to do for the show, and that's fine. But make sure that you have your show already kind of set up with what you have, and that way anything that you're able to create before the show, that's all bonus. That way you're not stressing out depending on how much time you have. Now, if you have a group show or any kind of show and it's like 6 months out, that rule still applies, because you'd be surprised at how time just seems to dilate no matter how much time you have. So just be ready with what you have now, and then aim for more.
Tip number 2, have at least one piece in the show that you're really excited about.
This is really important, you guys.
Yes.
Have one piece, at least one piece that you are super excited about. Something new, something exciting, something that you really want to talk about and you're excited to share it with other people.
That way, You're excited to talk about your work when it comes time to talk about your work.
Yep.
Number 3, communication is vital.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're going to want to make sure that you are communicating with the other people that are in your group show so that everybody's on the same page.
Yeah, basically, you need to know that everyone's on the same page. And also, on that note, don't overextend yourself with your contributions.
Yeah, a lot of people will, especially if it's your first show, you might get a little overzealous and be like, oh, I'm going to bring this food, and I'm going to bring that food, and I'll bring wine, and is there anything else you need me to do? I could also do this, and I could do that. You get the overzealous people that want to jump on board and do every single thing that they possibly could do, and sometimes you overextend yourself, and you don't want to stress yourself out. This is not a opportunity to stress yourself out. This is an opportunity to show your work out in public.
If everyone does just a little bit, it'll come together.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
Number 4, setting up the show will always be chaotic.
Always. No matter how finely tuned it is, or how many people came out to put the show together, it will always be slightly chaotic.
Most definitely, and that goes for the install and the opening reception.
Yep.
Just expect the madness and prepare yourself to function like as best a human you can.
An install pretty much goes like this. You have ladders, you have hooks, you have paintings lined up on the floor. You're putting the painting up, you're climbing down the ladder, you're looking at the painting, you're not sure, you're taking the painting down, you're moving the painting over here, it's moving over there. So it's like this almost like organic thing that takes place where at the end of it, you've got a show set up. But before that, there's a lot of putting things up, looking at it, taking them down, putting them up, taking them down.
If there's multiple humans, you probably have some that are just kind of staring at things, some that might be walking back and forth, some that might be like talking at some other humans.
Yeah.
You got to be ready for everything.
Yeah, be ready for everything, but most importantly, remember that you are not there to stress out. Just make the time for the setting up of the show. Don't go in there and be like, it needs to be this way or this way or this way, and I need to get it done by this time, because really you want to make time for the setup.
Yeah.
You do want to make time for the setup and for right before the reception, getting all that stuff ready too.
Trust that it will come together, because it will.
Yeah. It will.
One way or another, patrons are going to walk through that door.
Yeah, one way or another, it's going to happen. Whether or not you have everything set up or not, people are still going to walk in through the door and they're still going to have a good time.
I can't tell you how many times we've been by the skin of our teeth ready for one of your shows and still putting carrots on a tray as people are walking in.
Yeah, so many times for my shows, because I'm all about last minute things.
Number 5, remember that this is supposed to be fun. You signed up for this because you were excited about it, right?
Don't turn it into a stressful thing. Don't take yourself so seriously. I know that in the past I've had shows, I'll go through this period of oh my God, I gotta make sure that I have all these things done and that this happens and that this happens, and I'm a professional artist, and I gotta stop and remind myself wait a second, this is not why I'm doing this. If I wanted to be stressed out, then I might as well just go get one of my corporate jobs that I had. I don't need to be stressed out by my creativity, by my opportunity to show my stuff. This is supposed to be fun. So every once in a while, you may need to step back and remind yourself of that. Because a lot of people will stress out when they're putting a show together, whether it's a group show or any other kind of show, because instead of seeing it as a party, they see it as, this is my opportunity to sell my art. And if nobody buys my art, then it means that my art's no good. And it's just totally full of stress. And that's not what it is. A gallery reception, yes, it is an opportunity for people to come in and see your art. But mostly it's an opportunity for you to meet new people, for you to introduce yourself to new people and let them see what it is that you do. It's not like a Black Friday sale. You're not there just to sell the art. You're there to meet new possible potential collectors that could become good friends and become longtime collectors for you.
Absolutely, because collectors from each person in the group show will be there.
Yeah.
And you're also there to celebrate what you just accomplished.
Exactly. So I have an extra bonus tip for this, and I guess the bonus tip would be that whether you are in the show or you are not in the show, do not consume too much alcohol.
Yes, this is a good bonus tip. It's easy to do when you've been stressed out and now you're celebrating.
I'm sure you guys have watched the other video that I recorded about what not to do in a show, and of course I discussed this as well, but in that case, it was, if you're into show, don't do it. I think that this particular time, I was like, well, I'm not into show, I'm just arm candy, I'm here for Klee, I'm support. So I had several cups of wine, not that many, but enough. But I had enough glasses of wine that when we ran into somebody who follows us here on YouTube, I sounded like this.
Hey, you guys, this is Zach.
Hello.
What's your Instagram?
At Young PayPal.
At Young?
UNGPAIPAL. Big fan of this man's work. Go buy his book, Artist Survival Guide.
Yes, it is. The Artist Survival. Oh my God. So let's. That's not going to be in the video. Hola, you amazing artist.
Yeah, go. I'll put a link to his YouTube and Instagram, and just check out his new book. What's it called?
It is called the Rogue Artist Survival Guide.
It's pretty special.
Yeah.
Luckily for you, you are a very happy drunk person.
That was so not good. Special shout out to Zach. Zach is the person who unfortunately met me at that point in time. He also filmed me, so I'm looking forward to seeing what that footage looks like. Plus, there were people with iPhones filming the thing. So I think that goes to show that whether or not you're doing a group show or you have a YouTube channel, maybe try not to look like a drunk idiot.
So your moment got filmed from several angles.
It's going to live on forever on the internet. Thank you, Zach, for being so awesome and not judging me for being a drunk idiot. Yeah. And those are our tips. Yeah, tips. The most important tip to me was the last one, the bonus tip.
Hopefully you guys found them helpful.
I would love to hear what tips you guys have for any solo shows or group shows that you've done. If there's anything that you've learned the hard way or learned the easy way, either one, just leave those in the comment section below. And thank you so much for watching, you guys. You guys are absolutely freaking amazing. I totally adore you. And if you like this and you want to watch more like this, just click right over here to subscribe. And that's it. Say goodbye, Klee.
Good day.
Adios.